Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video I have a Diamond Nail Supplies haul and swatch video for you all. So I did actually purchase this quite a while ago now. If you followed me on Instagram you might have seen it on my stories, and I've had the video sitting there and I just have not had the chance to get around to recording it. So I thought I would get it up and done today finally. So like I said, I purchased this a little while ago. I have used the Diamond Nail Supplies Clarity acrylic before and I absolutely loved it. It has a beautiful consistency and it has an amazing clarity. So I thought when I was gonna do another little order from them that I'd purchase a couple of their cores and colors to try as well. So these are the ones I went for, and then I decided to go for another tub of their Clarity acrylic as well, as this did run out for me a little while ago. So I wanted to jump in and swatch them. So first of all we have Matcha, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is an absolutely gorgeous soft green shade. Now acrylic wise I don't have anything like this in my kit, so when I was ordering a couple of colours from them I kind of wanted to try and order something that I don't already have, because I do use quite a few different acrylic brands and I love them all for different reasons. So I wanted to just try and get something that I don't necessarily already have. Now I noticed straight away that their coloured acrylics pick up absolutely beautifully. I personally prefer to work with a medium to dry system, and that's why out of all the brands I have I do tend to favour CJP, because you can work with them more on the drier side. So I was really pleased to see that this system seems to work well on that more medium to drier side as well. And as you can see, the colour is absolutely gorgeous. I feel as though it's a really interesting green, because a lot of the time when I go for greens, I either go for more bluey greens or neon greens or more your mint green. And this is just really different. I absolutely loved this one. Now I'm a huge lover of purple and lilacs, so I did decide to get a lilac. This one, as you can see, is called Lilac Luster, and it has like a really soft hint of shimmer to it. It's kind of hard to see because it's so subtle, and that's what I really liked about it. I do have a couple of lilac kits in my collection from CJP and I think Wow Bow, but I don't have any this kind of colour. I've either got ones that are a lot paler or a lot more purple. So I love that this is a more true pastel lilac colour. And for a pastel colour, it was really easy to work with. I have found sometimes with some pastel colours, they can be a little bit sticky, a bit like a white acrylic, but this one was really easy to work with. As you can see, all of the beads that I've picked up, they pick up really easily. And I'm just going to place them down in the swatch stick and kind of blend them out. I don't personally like swatching into these swatch sticks, but I have loads of them, so I'm trying to use them up. And also it is one of the easiest ways to show you guys the colours. But this is a really gorgeous lilac. I love this one. I definitely know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of this, and it's a shame I didn't have this one at more of the start of spring. Then I wanted another purple, and I really liked this one when I was looking through the website. It's called Grape Jelly. Now in the pot it looks quite a lot like, say, a Cadbury purple, maybe a little bit lighter than a Cadbury purple, but it does have a little bit of a jelly effect to it as well. Now when you're swatching it in swatch sticks like this, it can be a little bit hard to see truly how that would work, if that makes sense. But I definitely want to play around, do some maybe ombres or some glitter fades with this one, because I think if you worked with it a bit thinner and a bit wetter, that jelly effect would come through a little bit more. But it is a very pigmented colour as well, which is absolutely fab. As it's blending out here, actually you can kind of see that jelly effect that it has to it, so the name does suit this one perfectly. Now, as I said, I do have quite a lot of different acrylic systems in my collection, and I have had the opportunity to use lots of different brands, whether it's been through doing reviews or purchasing trial kits, exchanging products with my nail tech friends and things like that. I have had the opportunity to play around with quite a few different brands, and I have to say I would put Diamond Nail Supplies up there in my top 3 favourites because of the consistency. I definitely will be purchasing a few more of these colours. I did purchase these colours myself. They wasn't sent to me for review or anything like that. And I wish that back when I very first tried their clear acrylic, the Clarity, which I think was, gosh, nearly 2 years ago, that I had reached out and tried a few more of their colours and cores at that time as well. But I'm so glad I finally have got around to trying them. So here we have the beautiful Sassy. So this one is a peachy pink colour and it's got a really nice, pretty shimmer to it. I don't have too many core acrylics that have a subtle shimmer to them. I find that I either have quite a lot of plain cores, or I have quite a lot of cores where the shimmer is a little bit more in your face than these ones. But I personally wanted to have a few more with just that subtle shimmer to them, because I still find that they're great for doing things like one color nails or glitter fades or ombre nails and things like that. That subtle shimmer is really pretty to have in the acrylic, if that makes sense. It's not too overpowering. You will see it when I bring the swatch stick up to the camera, that this one has like a really nice kind of like a goldy color shimmer to it, but I loved how subtle it was. They have quite a few cores and colours to choose from on their website, so do head on over to their website and check them out if you haven't tried them before. So it's a little bit hard to see the shimmer on here. It's just like a little, like a colour, like white gold colour. Not 100% sure, but I might, yeah, I do flip the swatch stick around because it's a little bit easier for you to see it on this side. But how pretty is that? I absolutely love it. I think this would be beautiful in a pink and white, or sorry, a peach and white ombre. Then we have the gorgeous Rosie. Again, this one has a shimmer to it as well, but this one is a lot more darker toned color. Now I'm not 100% sure if this one is a core color or just a color. So for example, the Diamond Nail Supplies core colors do not need to be encapsulated in clear acrylic, but I think their colored ones do. As I said, it was a little while ago that I'd done this video, so I will double check some of those things and pop the information in the description box below. I personally, if this wasn't a core color, I probably would still use it like I would a core color. So say for example an extended nail bed or an ombre, but if it does need to be encapsulated, you can come in and do that easily with your clear layer anyway. But obviously the actual core colors don't need to be encapsulated, I know that much, so sometimes people prefer to work with those. But this is a absolutely gorgeous color. It's very full coverage, it's very opaque, which is something I love when I'm doing something like an extended nail bed, because I like them to be quite dramatic. So therefore, especially when you're working on the natural nails, you need the color acrylic that you're using to be very opaque. I love this one, has a bit more of a silvery sort of shimmer to it, but it looks beautiful against that nudie toned background. And then the last color to swatch I have is Extra. So this one is very similar to the Sassy, except for this one is pink with that subtle shimmer running through it, where Sassy is more of a peachy nude tone. I wanted two in my collection because I do like to have both a peach and a pink on hand whenever I'm doing anything that requires a nude colour. This one is super, super pretty. If you've watched my channel before and you've seen some of my older videos using CJP Slush Fairy, this one reminded me of that, but the shimmer's that little bit more subtle than Slush Fairy. This one was really easy to work with as well. I did pick up my beads a little bit smaller with this one, so I ended up swatching with 3 small beads. Another thing I found about this system was it was really versatile to work with. I personally was working with a medium to dry ratio, and I found that fairly easy to work with. Here I worked a little bit wetter, and still the system was versatile enough to hold up to being worked with a little bit wetter. Same with working with small and large beads. I found no difference between working with the two. Both were just as easy as each other. So there we have the gorgeous Extra. And you can see that little hint of shimmer is just so pretty. Again, I flipped it around because you can see the shimmer better on the other side of the swatch stick. I'm just getting over a bit of a sort of strange cold, like I just woke up with no voice a couple of days ago. It's finally starting to wear off, but I do apologise because I sound a little bit groggy still. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys the Clarity of their clear acrylic powder, which happens to be called Clarity. The name does suit it perfectly. Now, back when I first bought this CJP crystal glass, I had so much of it that was why I bought this one to try. And then when it ran out, I did absolutely love it, but I didn't purchase any more because I had plenty of my CJP clear acrylic, and because I don't work on clients, I don't tend to use loads of product. So I decided to wait before purchasing any more, and then I noticed that I'm slowly running out of my CJP crystal glass, so I would purchase the Diamond Nail Supplies Clarity, and it is gorgeous. I remember I first used this doing a nail with some mylar paper, and the clarity was insane, the way that mylar paper showed through. Here I'm just going to do a really quick demo encapsulating some chunky glitter. So I've popped down a thin layer of that matcha green colour, just painted on a really thin layer because I'm only really popping this colour down because this glitter is quite chunky. Whenever I'm working with a chunky glitter, I either like to put a coloured acrylic down or a finer glitter underneath. This glitter does have a few fine pieces in there, but not enough to give you full coverage with the glitter. So by just having a colour underneath, it helps you achieve that full coverage glitter look without having to layer up lots of glitter. Once I had got that layer of acrylic down, you see that I just picked up a teeny tiny bead of clear acrylic, and then I'm using that to place down my glitter. And then here and there I'll pick up a little bit more acrylic and glitter if needed, just until I'm happy with the coverage of that glitter, sorry. And then I am keeping my brush quite wet with the monomer so that I'm able to move those pieces of glitter around. When I'm working with chunky glitters, I like to make sure I'm happy with how they're all placed. So I'm using my wet brush to pick up some smaller pieces and move those larger pieces to where I want them to be. This particular glitter is no longer available. It was a limited edition one from the Nail team, and I just picked it out because I felt as though it worked really pretty with this colour. And then on top of that, I'm going to just pick up some of these little gold butterflies and tap them on as well, just to add an extra layer and a little bit more dimension to the nail. So again, I just washed over roughly where I was going to place those butterflies with some clear acrylic, and then I'm just using my wet brush to pick them up and place them down. Now I do also add a little bit of acrylic over the top of them just to hold them in place, because otherwise when it comes to encapsulating they tend to move around. So I'm just going to make sure that they're going to be firmly held in place, and then I did leave this to set before coming in and encapsulating. So you can see here it's very easy to pick up a nice medium sized clear acrylic bead with the clarity powder. I'm going to place this roughly 3/4 of the way down the nail and begin encapsulating my tip first of all. So I place that bead down, blending it back, and then I'm just patting and pulling it down towards the tip of the nail. I did find this particular system worked a lot better with a pat and press kind of technique rather than a painting on technique. Personally, that's the kind of preference I like to work with anyway, and that worked really well with this system. So I'm really happy with how that first bead of acrylic applied. I'm just making sure that I've got my sidewalls nice and neat and that the overall application is neat as possible. And then I'm going to pick up a slightly larger bead of acrylic and place this down in that cuticle and apex area. So I'm blending this back into the cuticle ever so slightly, and then I'm going to leave the bulk of that there in that apex area to build up our structure. So we want to build up a little bit more thickness in that apex area, and then it blended out absolutely effortlessly. You can see I'm hardly having to do much work with my brush. I'm just smoothing everything out. This acrylic wasn't runny, it stayed where I placed it, and I was able to just manipulate it into place, which was really impressive. And as you can see, there's absolutely no bubbles in it either, which is another bonus. So I did leave that to fully set, and then off camera I filed and buffed the nail, and then I'm just going to give it a wipe over with some alcohol before coming in and top coating, which is where we're going to reveal that gorgeous clarity and shine from those glitters back again. This is one of my favourite things about doing glitter acrylic nails. You encapsulate your beautiful glitter and it goes really dull and really matte looking, and then you come in with your top coat after your clear acrylic and just look at that clarity. Like, this powder really does speak for itself. It is crystal clear. I love it. I'm so impressed with it. So if you haven't already checked out Diamond Nail Supplies, I will leave a link in the description box below for you guys to check them out. I cured my top coat for 60 seconds, and again, this is the finished result. So I have left a few clips and a few pictures of everything that I've pretty much already showed you in the video. I do really hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will have a few sets up doing some designs, using these acrylic powders, so do keep an eye out for those. Thank you for everyone who's been commenting on my last few videos with colour combination suggestions. I do have a little list of them, and I'm going to work my way through and include them in with some other videos I have as well. So thank you guys for all of the love recently. It has all been really appreciated. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I shall see you all again very, very soon. I hope you're all having a lovely week, and I hope you're all doing okay. It's really, really great hearing from you all, so do let me know how you're doing in the comments below as well. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.